Hey everyone, today I want to show you different methods provided by the XRP Ledger to allow you to retrieve different informations about it. One would be the XRP balance that we would have here. Second one would be the other balances that are dedicated to tokens, issued tokens. So here you can see that my account has a USD balance of $39, almost 40. 99 XRP, and also another method that will allow you to retrieve the transaction history. So you see in this Explorer we have this nice UI, but let's see what API will allow you to retrieve that information. So as you can see, the XRP Ledger has many public API methods here on the left, and we have different sort of kind of methods. We have methods related to accounts, to ledger, transaction, etc. And the first one that I want to show you is one for the account, which is called account info. It's like a get API, let's say. So you retrieve information for a specific account. So the way those method works is that you have a command field here, and you specify which one you want. So in that case, we have account info. But if we take account lines, account NFTs, you would replace account info here by account lines, account NFTs, etc. And additionally, we have other fields. So you want to retrieve some information for a specific account, and you specify the account field with the address, the public address of your account. That's like the two minimum fields that you would need to retrieve the latest information about an account. And then you have like different other fields that you can specify if you want to, for example, get an info about an account at a specific ledger. So you would specify either a ledger hash or a ledger index. And if you want to know which transaction are in like a queue mode, you know, so you have this like queue field. So if set to true, that returns the queued transaction sent by this account, which are not validated yet. And finally, you can have like so the signer list in case you're using multi-signing for a specific account. You can set this boolean to true, and you will see the signer list object for this account. So who is allowed to sign transactions? So let's use the account info to retrieve the XRP balance. See? So back to the code. We have written the account address that we had before, so RBN6, that's the same one. And we have this main function. So as we saw in previous video, we need a client to connect it, we need to disconnect it at the end, and in the middle we'll write the code. So that's xrpl.js. To send a request, we'll use the client.request, and there we'll pass the command, and the command will be account info again. And as we saw before, we need to also specify the account, and for that I will use the account address here, and that's it. So let's console log that result. I have my terminal. I'm gonna run npm start. And here we have everything, all the information about an account. So, of course, the address and the balance here. The balance in XRP, which is in drop. So, if we copy paste it here in a comment, and we divide it by 1 million, so that would be in XRP. Before that it was in drop. We have 98.999, etc. XRP. If we go back to the Explorer, this is what we see here also, 99 XRP. It is rounded. That's for XRP. Then I want to show you how to retrieve the balance for other issued tokens. If you remember, we had some USD balance for this account. So for this, we'll need to use another command, which is called account lines. This is something we'll see probably in another video, so that's why I'm gonna go relatively quick on this. We'll use account lines, and same thing, we define the account. I'm gonna clear my terminal. I rerun this one. Actually, okay, so lines is an object here. I'm just gonna change a bit the result. I'm gonna stringify it, stringify the result, and make it nicely formatted. Clear the terminal again, npm start. All right, so that's the result from the account lines. And we have this line array, which indicates all the trust lines that we have created for this account. And here we have one trust line. And you can see that the currency is in USD, and we have the balance here in USD, 39.925. This balance is expressed in in USD, right? There is no drops for issued tokens, so that's the balance you can find here. And if we go back to the Explorer, this is what we see here, 39.93. In the API response, we had like 925, if I'm right. So this is rounded again. But this is how you can get the XRP balance and other token balances. Now, if we want to get the transaction history that we see here, we have some payments. Potentially, we have a trust set here for this account. Let's see how we can do that. So there is another method provided by the XRP Ledger called account transaction. And this is what we'll use to retrieve a list of validated transactions. Okay, so that's how the request would look like as a WebSocket. So you have again the command. You always have a command for all those methods, and that's account transaction. You specify your account, and then you have other fields that you can use if you want to specify like some ledger interval. You know, if you want to have all the transactions between specific ledgers, if you want to specify one ledger. If you want to have like a limit, if you want to, for example, show only 5 or 10 transactions. So there are different fields that you can use to filter your response. So let's see that in action. Clear my terminal. I'm going to go back to my code, and here I'm going to use account transaction. Okay, and for now let's do just one, so we'll see how it looks like. So I'm just setting the limit to 1, and same thing, I'm going to show you the result. Here it is. So we have this transaction, this result. So we have the account. We know like other information, the mix and the max and the min for the ledger, and we have this transactions array. So the transaction array will contain all the transactions validated for this account. Okay, and if we go down, we have the transaction JSON here, where we can see like the fees, the flags, the last ledger sequence, the etc. Every kind of information we need. And so that's a long list, and of course you can a big JSON, and you can extract any kind of data that you want. And for example, if we want to make it a little bit more understandable, if we wanted to extract the hash and the transaction type, we could do something like constant filtered equals result, not actually result. Then we go to the transactions and we map. So for each let's say transaction, we will do something. All right, so we can return let's say the hash, and that would be transaction.hash, if I'm correct. So if we look at this response we have inside the transaction here, I think the hash is below, so we have the meta field here. Let's go below. We have the transaction JSON and the hash. Where is the hash? The hash is here. Okay, that was at the top. So directly, actually, transaction.hash, that should work. And then if you want to have like the type, we could do transaction dot. Let's go back again. We should go to transaction JSON, and then we would have the transaction type. And here is, and then we can just do like console log filtered. And instead of having this big JSON, we would just have all the types and the hash. And let me remove the limit to 1, so we have all the transactions. I'm going to clear that. And here we are. So we have all the payments that I've done. You see payments. And I think I have one trust set also, this one, trust set. If we go back to the Explorer, that's what we should have. So we have all the payments here and the trust set also as a second one. If you have too many transactions, so there is like a pagination which is happening. And if we go back to the fields here, we see we have like a marker. And that's for like paginated responses. So you need to indicate that marker to go from pages to pages if you have like hundreds of transactions, for example. That's it. I hope that was useful. Let me know in comments if you have any questions. Bye. See you in the next video.